Hello YouTube, this is Sam Answer with Discus of the Southwest. A few weeks ago I was talking to you guys about all the different fish tanks we had, and if you haven't seen that video you can go back and look at that. It shows my reef tank, my kids arowana tank, a clownfish tank that's here, and also my 75 gallon discus tank, as well as my fish room. So go back and look at that video too. But in that video I said I'd get back with you as far as on our 75 gallon tank here, what we use it for and how we came up with this tank. I guess 3 years ago I used this as a grow out tank for a discus that I had coming in, and then as they got larger and ready to place, I got a lot of different feedback from customers saying that they didn't really think discus would be good for them because it was in their office, or as far as a doctor's office or something like that, with a lot of traffic, a lot of kids running around, and they had discus in the past, but they'd always stayed like hiding in a corner or something like that. Nobody could really see them and appreciate them. So I got to thinking, the only reason that those fish are like that is because that's what they're, I mean, they were kept in a probably not in that kind of environment before, so it just needs to be a learned thing. So what I did is I picked a place in my house, which behind here is my front door, so, and this is my entrance area into our house, so it's a highly trafficked area, and it's my bedroom, master bedroom's that way, kitchen's this way, living rooms are that way. There's not really a TV in here because our TV is about 60 feet away in our second living room, so it was a good place to have a lot of foot traffic. Plus our dog, we got dogs, we have kids, everything else running through this area or coming through this area, so that'd be a good place to get these fish used to things coming by. And you can see, well, if you heard that noise there, I apologize. We'll have a couple of parrots in the house too, but as you can see, they're doing great. They look beautiful, and they're not skittish. They don't. You can move your hands around them. Things can come over the top of them, and they're not scared. They're not trying to get away. It's mainly because when I set this tank up, set up bare bottom with no decorations, no decorations at all. So there's nothing for them to hide behind. I think if you have a tank with a whole bunch of stuff in there, they tend to find those things and hide behind them. So they're out in the open. They're used to people coming by. And even my dogs coming by here, it does not bother them at all. So by the time they get to deliver these fish to like a doctor's office or someplace like that, they can put them in there and they're out front, even though that doctor's office is going to have their tank decorated different with some decorations in it. And in the past I've seen where that's not caused a problem. They don't go back to hiding. They're used to being out in the open, and they just stay out in the open. Been keeping the discus for over 30 years. See no reason why you should keep your discus in a dark, dimly lit, less trafficked area of your house. Don't do that. Put them out where you can enjoy them. Put them out where you can see them. I've had read several different books. I've seen it in books over and over again. I've even seen YouTube videos out there on where to place your fish tank for discus, and I almost always say place them in a less traveled, dimly lit, not such a bright area. And I just don't agree with that. I think you need to have them out, have them so people can enjoy them and see them. I'd like to see your comments, your ideas on this as well. I just believe that discus need to be out there so everybody can see them and enjoy them. In my profession, where I'm delivering fish to different customers that they're mostly leasing these fish, leasing these tanks from me, I don't have much choice. I got to figure out a way to get them out in the open, get them out where they can be seen. And this has worked out well for me. I think it'll work out well for anybody. The way we did it, we just basically put the fish in here and didn't give them any extra attention, didn't tell people to go slow by them, to be quiet or anything like that. They just, acclimated themselves, and it doesn't take long. I mean, I've had some of these fish I've had in and out of here for a couple of years, but most of them have been here just in here a few weeks or a few months. I do sell discus, like I said, to a lot of businesses and stuff that we lease them to, and even the individuals that buy my discus. I've got several customers that have all their discus out in the middle of the, or not in the middle of the rooms, but out in the middle of the family where people can see them and love them. Anyway, this is how we use this 75-gallon tank. This is a kind of a working tank. It's a conditioning tank. We're conditioning these discus to get ready for customers. And also, in the same idea as getting these discus ready for customers, I'm also conditioning them to higher pH. Right now, this pH is 8.5. Do this because that's the pH of the water in this area. Discus can survive, thrive, and do great in higher pH water. It's not 6.5, it's not 7.5, it's 8.5 water. It's very stable. That's the most important thing, is not providing them like, below 7.0 in acidic water, but providing whatever water you provide them with is stable. You provide them with good, solid, stable, they'll reward you. They'll be big, nice, beautiful discus, thick, healthy. I don't think you can ask much more out of that from yourselves. That brings me to another idea, or another thought that I have is if somebody's giving you advice on how to keep your discus and they tell you have to keep them at 6.5, you have to keep them in acidic, soft acidic water, it's just not quite true. Ask them, let's take a look at your fish. I've seen a lot of these people that say it have to be soft, have to be 6, acidic water, and you look at their fish and they got 2 or 3 small little discus swimming around in there, or maybe 4 or 5 or whatever, but they're all small, thin, not really healthy looking fish. Not all of them, the people that say that, but a few of them I've seen out there. Just look at their fish. If their fish are big, nice, beautiful fish, then maybe take their advice. I find that discus can thrive and do very well in a higher pH water. I have a pH monitor over here. Monitors this pH all the time, and it's rock solid, never varies off of 8.5. So it's good, solid water. The discus will be good, solid, healthy. No matter what the pH is. Am I going to get viable, breedable eggs out of these things? Fertilized eggs? No, probably not. Of course, I'm not looking for it either. So, unless you want to breed them, you don't need them in super soft or super acidic water. pH is 8.5, and this water is fairly hard. Don't even bother knowing the exact TDS on it, but because it just doesn't matter. As long as it's good, solid, stable water, it'll be good and solid for your fish and produce good fish out of it. Anyway, I got a little bit off the subject there. The 75-gallon tank, it exists so I can get my fish acclimated to a higher traffic area. People walking by, people moving or waving their hands around, tapping on tanks, so you can bang on the tanks. They'll move around a little bit, but they're not going to run into the other side of the tank trying to swim away. Because that's how it's going to be. If you see a little kid in a doctor's office, they're going to be up there banging around on the tank. So just got to get them used to that. And it doesn't take very long. I found that a discus moved from my grow out tanks to this tank here. Maybe after about a month and a half, they're pretty well solid and settled. Even faster, if I can move a discus in here, I'll move this little guy in here. He's good and solid just a little while back. It's because how the other discus around them react. Same thing with feeding discus. If you get other discus to feed and eat foods, different foods, somebody else is a little more finicky will follow them. Same thing with this. This little guy, he'll act like these other discus react. If they were skittering around all over the tank, he might be too, but since they're not, he's not. He's just learning that he's not going to die if somebody walks by the front of the tank. Anyway, if you have any other questions or anything, please comment, leave something in the comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you hate the idea, love the idea, hate keeping them at 8.5 water. As long as the water is stable, it's good for the fish. Again, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and please go back and look at some of my other videos. That one of the other videos that I had just a little while back just goes over all the different tanks that we have. We have a reef tank, we got an arowana tank, we got another saltwater tank over here, and we have our discus tank here. So I'll be updating the channel with, or my channel with the videos on the arowana tank and the reef tank shortly. But I just want to go out there and explain why I've got this 75-gallon discus tank, where it is, and placed where it is and everything, and what we use it for, and the fact that discus can be kept in a higher pH water and still stay nice and healthy and be a well-adjusted fish. Anyway, have a great day, and enjoy our other videos out there. And please subscribe to Discus of the Southwest. Thank you. You have a great day.